Hi guys, thank you for joining. You have to excuse the angle of the camera because I've had to kind of prop myself up onto books because my what do you call it? Tripod has broken. So yeah, I hope you can see me okay. So I'm on here today for a reason, and the reason is I am jumping on a VR which was made by the lovely Kody of Tarot Readings from a Beach, and the hashtag is tarot review questions, and these are specifically designed for people, those of us who do deck reviews on YouTube or whatever platform. And so Cody has formulated 9 questions, and I've been looking through and I'm really excited to answer and play along. And it's because it's been a long time since I've done a VR. I've been away because I've been concentrating on my spirit dolls, and so like that's taking up a lot of my time now, and so I haven't got as much time as I used to have to come onto YouTube. So it's lovely to be back anyway and participate in something. So let's crack on. So the first question is, what is your tarot experience? Right, okay then. So I've been reading for around 40 years now. A little break in my teens, a little break in my 20s when I was a hardcore clubber. But yeah, consistently all throughout my life, I've been reading tarot, oracle decks one way or another. Um, and so yeah, I've got like lots of experience. I've read for, oh, I can't remember how many people I've read for over the years, thousands, I suppose. And I've enjoyed my journey. I don't read for people anymore, only very occasionally. I kind of retired from that, and I like to kind of work behind the scenes now. And so, yeah, it's been lovely, and so that is my tarot experience. Question number 2 is, why do you review decks? Okay, so there's a couple of reasons. First of all, I like to kind of help the creator get their work known in the community, because some people are really overlooked, and that's sad. I have seen some incredible decks by incredible artists over the years, and like sometimes they're unable to run a Kickstarter, or they don't have the funds to kind of publish the deck. So for somebody to print a copy out and send it to me, I'm truly honored, and that's really special because we haven't all got these resources, to kind of like use for deck making. So it's nice to kind of give somebody a little bit of limelight, and that's why I like to do it. And obviously I review mass market as well, but mainly it's indie decks, and it's normally an upcoming Kickstarter or something. And yeah, that's the way I prefer to kind of review my decks. So question number 3 is, how did you get into reviewing decks? Oh, well, this is quite simple. I think I've had an Instagram account for about 8 years now, and I used to post up 2 3 times a day. And then when the pandemic arrived, me and Levi of Masculine Intuition Readings, we used to do lives every Wednesday over on Instagram, because it was like our way of giving something back. It was fun. We used to have lots of people joining the conversations, and we kind of got like pretty known in the tarot community then. And so obviously you connect with like creators and publishers, and that's how I started to review decks. And it was nice because it was very, very organic. I have never kind of like messaged anyone in the whole time of myself being on Instagram or YouTube and said, "Hi, I've got a YouTube channel. Do you want me to review a deck?" I have never. That is one of my rules. I always wait for a creator to kind of approach me, and it's a yay or a nay. If I don't think the deck is going to resonate with many people, I will just politely say no, thank you, and I wish you all the luck with your campaign. So that's how I got into reviewing decks. Do you receive decks for a review? Well, if a creator approaches me, yes, and I also review for Rockpool Publishing, and I choose what I want to review from those. And yes, I did put an advertisement out. I think it was about 18 months ago. I'm being completely transparent. If any British deck creators wanted me to review for them, because the reason being is because the market is oversaturated. With US games, America, we're just a small little island in the world. And I noticed that British deck creators and British artists was getting really, really overlooked. So it was nice to see some homegrown talent. And we had Naomi McCormack's deck, and we had Precious Twigs as well, and we had another few that I reviewed. I think it was roughly last summer. So it was nice to give people from the UK, British Isles, a little voice in the community. What kind of reader are you? Well, I'm no different than I am in real life, so I basically say it as it is. I never bullshit. I'm always kind of like, honest and very transparent when I'm doing a reading. That's when I used to read anyway. And I also never use a spread, and I've never used spreads when I've read for clients. I cannot stand the Celtic cross spread, and I always find spreads very, very limited, and the tarot, it can answer unlimited things. And so, like, I wanted that to reflect. I'd rather slam the cards down, minimum 3, maximum 12, no more, and just kind of like make a story from, beginning, middle, end, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. And that's the way I've always kind of read ever since I've been a child. So what kind of decks do you gravitate towards? Me, I love nature decks and divine feminine decks. I always have done. Nature more so, I think, because I like to see like kind of like our natural environment incorporated into a tarot deck, the Boltan Tarot, which is absolutely one of my favourites. I absolutely love it, and the World Unknown as well. That's a firm favourite of mine, which I used exclusively for about 3 years, I think it was. And then obviously my Mother Piece, that is my holy grail, and then the Medicine Woman deck as well, because that's like based on the feminine. And now I've been using the Mysteries of Mary Tarot, so which has completely changed the whole ball game for me where tarot reading's concerned. So that's the decks I kind of gravitate towards. What do you like in a deck? I love structure. There has to be a system of some kind, a system where I can just pick up the deck and normally read it straight from the box. I don't want to be like trawling through a 500-page guidebook when I've bought a deck, and I also don't want to be looking on the internet for obscure things, because I ain't got time for that. I like to kind of, as I said, get it out the box, shuffle it a few times, and be able to read with it. So it definitely has to have some kind of structure, preferably a Rider-Waite-Smith based structure, or a Tarot de Marseille structure if it's a pip deck. One thing I absolutely despise is when somebody makes a pip deck and just puts the Rider-Waite-Smith meanings all over the pip deck. That is so lazy, because the pip deck is supposed to have a different system than a Rider-Waite-Smith. So that's what I like. What do I dislike? I dislike changes. I dislike the courts being renamed, because at the end of the day, the tarot is full of archetypes, and that's all it is. It's not based on real people. It's not based on your next door neighbour or your boyfriend. It's based on archetypes. And for me, I like the balance of male female in a deck, because otherwise it just completely kills it for me. Unless it's specifically a divine feminine deck, then that's different. So I like to kind of have a balance, and I like the 4 suits to be recognisable as well. I'm not so bothered about the name changes in the suits, like some people call cups vessels. That's fine because we all know what that means. But when they kind of change it to something obscure, that's when it becomes a little bit problematic. So that can actually kind of like put me off a deck immediately. So what do you not care about in a deck? I don't care about cardstock. I am not a cardstock fan. Obviously, if it's like tissue paper, that's different. Naming no decks. But yeah, I'm not a cardstock snob, and I never have been. Um, I will say that I'm not a huge fan of rose petal cardstock, especially if it's that clumpy one that you can't shuffle, you can't spread out. I like to fan out my deck, so if you can't fan out a deck, well, I ain't gonna read with it. I ain't gonna use it. I ain't gonna review it. That is my own personal preference. But other than that, I'm cool about everything else. So this has been lovely. It's a short one, but it's nice to be back. As I said, I'm sorry I've been away for so long. It's nice to participate in, a VR. And yeah, so thank you to the lovely Kody. If you don't follow Kody, go and follow her. She is an amazing person. A bit like me with a potty mouth, she does say it as it is, and she's got this endearing warmness about her that I absolutely adore. So thank you guys for watching. I'll be interested in seeing everybody else's response to this. I will put all the details underneath in the box. So thanks guys, I hope you have a good day, evening, wherever you are in the world. Hopefully see you all soon. Take care, stay safe, and lots of love.